It's me, Lizzie,
Krista.
and our special guest, Rob Kaylin, owner of Comic
Woo!
Logic. You guys hear us
Hello.
talk about Comic Logic all the time. It's my home away from home, and I would imagine they probably would say the same. Uh, it's the one place I know I'm going every week besides my mother's. Always incorporate every Wednesday, like even doctors, everything's got to get worked around on Wednesday mornings, right?
Well, thank you for
We are
having me.
so
I appreciate it.
happy to have
Thank you for
you.
having me.
This would not exist without you. And
That's
the
a lot.
nudges that you hear us talking about it, and then you finally were like, "Are you guys gonna stop talking about it and doing it at the beginning of the year?" And so yeah, it kind of lit a fire under us to get us going, and here we are. We're wow, it's since you joined me in the end of January, Krista.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going on almost 5 months, and
Congratulations.
thank you. And we seem to grab at least one follower a week, and we love that. Um, Thank you, Fresik. I agree. It is completely a swell place.
Thank you so much, Fuzzy Ewok. Thank you for the kind words.
um, Tonight we're going to be talking about, as always, our top 5 picks of last week's polls. We're a day late because, as we really talked up last Sunday, yesterday was Comic Logic's spring LotCon. They do 2 LotCons a year, and it's a big deal, and I missed it. I was sick and I was supposed to be there, and I ended up being up all night and most of the morning, and then finally passed out around 11 and slept all day.
Well,
Um,
we missed
so,
you. We missed you, Liz.
oh yeah, Will and Emily came home with just like, so many people told us to give you good wishes.
Lots of people.
So I appreciate that with all my heart. You guys really are my home away from home. But they're going to tell us all about it because I missed it. So I get to hear all about it from the people who were two of the main stars of the show. The only, So I'm sure Krista was behind the table selling up comics most of most
Krista was
of the
working
day.
hard. You know the kids, as I call them, were always they were all working hard.
Right, right. Absolutely. The kids were all there and working hard. Gosh, I miss seeing so many people. Uh, anyway, so that's what our schedule is tonight. We're gonna press Rob probably after the lock-on conversation for some industry secrets. No, I'm just kidding. No, just about how he enjoys being the owner of the premier Loudoun County comic store, and what that madness is like getting ready for. Because I think they do the real hard work on the day they're closed.
I mean,
When they're getting ready for all of us who are like, there have been lines, there have been times when I've gotten there 15, 20 minutes early and there's already a line at the door. So
Hmm.
we all do love our new comic book days.
I appreciate the enthusiasm for the day.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so let's jump right into our top 5 picks of the week of May 13th. What dropped? It was a big week too,
Huge
with
week.
the absolute Batman. So,
Hmm.
and I know it made at least one person's top 5. So, are you logged into this account so you can pull up your own pictures?
Yep,
Oh, I love you so much, darling.
I got it.
And so you can see them there, there, there. You go for it. I am going to get a Rob's. Oh yes, I love this so much. Okay, well we have 2 out of those. The only one I don't have is the Transformers one. So cool. Awesome. All right, Krista. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. You ready for me to start?
I am ready for you to start. Let me flip you. Here we go. Come on. There we go.
Oh, there I am. Alrighty, so my top pick. So my number one, I'm gonna start with number one.
Okay.
Was of course Absolute Batman, and of course I had to choose the Jason cover. If you guys saw us in the shop, we were all dressed up as different Robins, and of course I chose Jason.
It was, yeah. You guys look so amazing.
We were having fun with it. We have a fun time.
You guys truly, you look like you're having a good time.
Alrighty, and then my number two, I can pull it up, is going to be Dork, number 4.
Oh,
I'm loving this series so much. It's really, really fun. The graphics, of course, by Scotty are so cute, but like the story is actually really, really good. So that was my number 2.
okay.
My number 3 was Innards. This is a really good like sci-fi one. I'm really digging this one. It's from
Okay.
it's from Ignition, which they're just killing the game right now. I'm loving like all of their stuff. And continuing Ignition, I also have Showdown, and this is a good revenge story.
Okay.
And it was a little bit darker, and you're already hooked. You already want like the next one. So
Right.
I'm really digging this one. I love a good revenge story. And then, of course,
Oh, yes.
Warrior.
Oh, yes. It was so good. Did you like the ending?
I did.
Yeah, I was very pleased with how they wrapped it up. Very pleased.
It was perfect. It was really fun.
Yeah.
All right. Those are my top 5.
Ooh, all right. Rob, I've got, because we had most of yours. So
Right.
a couple I'm going to hold up.
Okay.
Because they're not loaded, but I have. And then I'm gonna show the others as you say them.
Okay. Is it easier for me to say the one and then you show the image, or is
Do
it
you,
easier
are they no particular order? You said.
I mean, I can give them to you in my favorite to least favorite if you'd like to. I don't know how you guys do things here usually. I apologize.
We don't really say. We just show that these were our top 5, and we've never we've never really differentiated which
I can do that.
1 through 5.
Whichever you want to talk about first.
Yes, you're great.
Well, so for most of mine, I talk about a lot of things that are not new ones. I will say we'll start off. Krista and I had in common Innards.
Yes.
From Rob Guillory. That's one of my favorites. I first saw Rob's work as the artist on Shoe, and love his art style, and love that he's doing
great
writing.
Cover too.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's really cool. I've met him a few times. He's super nice, really cool guy. I know that he was really excited about this book in February at Comics Pro.
Okay.
So it was really cool to talk to him about that there. The next one we'll do, let's do Transformers number 32.
I hope this is the right cover.
Yeah, this is a book that never ceases to disappoint. I mean, I just think for me personally, what they've done with the universe, the Energon universe is great. This is really the main one that I keep up with because it's so near and dear to my heart.
It's so funny that you say that. One of my dearest friends in the entire world, Sean Smith, he passed away in 2021, but he was like the ultimate Transformer fan. He had like all the collector's editions and all that. So it warms my heart to see somebody that's a good old Transformers fan.
Yeah. I mean, it's my childhood right there. The next one we'll talk about is, right? It's been so great, Fuzzy. You walk. It's so great. Next one we'll talk about, another one that Krista chose, is Absolute Batman number 20. Again,
yes, and I'm going to show the A cover because she showed the. So
Yeah,
And it
that's a book that
was
just,
so good.
book
So,
that
so,
continues to
so good.
fire on all cylinders, taking the classic mythos and tropes of Batman and spinning them on their head the same way that Ultimate Spider-Man did, the same way that much of the Absolute universe is done, and it's just very entertaining. I mean, the same as the new Energon universe. It's
Yeah.
shades of familiarity, but a
You
completely
know, I'm
different.
not reading anything in the Energon universe, but I have heard such good things about it. Really.
Next is another one of Krista's, and that's Dork number 4.
Okay.
It's
I think that's this one. Yep. There we go.
yeah. So it's not often that a book comes along that I think completely catches us by surprise.
Hmm.
I think the last one, really big one that did that for all of us was probably uh, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think that a book like that was Twig when it first came out. It was a book that I absolutely fell in love with. Scotty Young, just wonderful book. So it's nice to read stuff that surprises you. You know, there's so much stuff that we read, so much stuff that gets spoiled on different websites and different
Hmm.
content sites that um, that just
Yeah.
dropping everything before it happens. So it's nice to still get surprises when reading comics week to week.
Absolutely.
We try to
Agreed.
keep that for
Absolutely.
ourselves. And then lastly, a book that's been around for a very, very long time, and that's Something is Killing the Children, number 47.
I knew it.
Um, I'm, to this day, I'm still kicking myself. I had my personal
In my
copy of
top
Something
five.
is Killing One. I've had my personal copy of Something is Killing One and
Oh
rated
wow.
it and then sold it. And then
Oh,
still
Wow.
kicking myself for that.
I
You know,
bet. I
uh,
it's, I have a few of comics like that as well. I really do. Um, did you like it? How are you? So I've been saying for months that I'm tired of the flashbacks, like of all the stuff with Jessica and Cecilia, or even Erica as a
yeah.
child. I'm kind of like, get us to, but at the same time, so, and I've been saying that for a while, for the last like 3, 4 issues,
Mhm,
that like it's great, but bring us back to the present.
mhm,
After reading the Free Comic Book Day, Fall of the House Slaughter #1, and now 47,
mhm.
I can really see the build.
Yeah.
They're giving us all of this is to give us background. Believe I think I'm not James time the fourth, so I don't really know where he's
I
going,
mean,
but
we're headed
I
towards something
think it's
major.
all a build up to show us who Cecilia really is
Yeah.
with what her play
Yeah.
in the
You're
new.
not wrong. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's building. He
Yeah.
he has these worlds that he's built, like this, like Nice House by the Sea, and the whole Nice
Hmm.
House line of books.
Hmm.
Um, he knows what he's doing, and
Yeah.
you know,
We just
I
gotta
don't
follow.
disagree.
Gotta
There was
stay on the boat and go for the ride.
sure but there were times, especially when the announcement, I think after, I can't remember the end of which story arc was, that we were going to stay in the past. I remember being a little bit like, oh, I'm ready, but like you said, the plan is unfolding and the building is going
Yes,
to make when we return to the present that much more special.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's it for your 5,
Yep, that's my 5.
right? All right, now it's my 5. All right, and then I have a couple. Come on, flip over or not? There we go. There we go. Oh, all right. So I have my top 5, and then I have a couple of, as the Codex Station guys call it, showcase um, books to show that I got when I went to a place in Chantilly called Second and Charles that Krista turned me on to, that might have older issues, and I spent about an hour searching through their boxes and came away with a few goodies. So um, but my top 5 for the week. First off is Emperor Aquaman number 17. And I
Yes.
just love this Ariel Diaz cover. She has just been doing amazing covers. Her and Tula Lote, the work that they've been doing on the variants for Aquaman, since the All In, has just been great. And this story is just getting better. Now, I'm going to show this. I had one kind of complaint about this. So here we go, right? That's
Yeah.
the A cover.
Yeah.
Hunted by the Black Manta, and there's, this big hype. This isn't a spoiler because you can learn this in your local comic shop just flipping through. He's in the first 2 pages, and they don't even interact. And it's kind of like, well, that was a big buildup for nothing. However, the story itself was really great. You get to find out where Starro, from the famous Justice League, what is it, 210, I think it
Mhm.
is. You get to see where he comes from. And there's an epic battle, and that's all I'm going to give you. But I am so glad that I picked this up on a whim at number 13, just because it had a cool mermaid cover by Lotte. And the story grabbed me. I went back, Comic Logic, because I love you guys so much. They had all 12 of the back issues, so I was able to get all of it in one swoop. And I got to read the story from the beginning, which made it even better.
Nice.
So I am really enjoying this. It's definitely in actual DC titles right now. I would put it in my top 5. I did show 2. I'm gonna do what I did the last time. So I got the David Nakayama of the new Barbara Gordon Breakout.
So good.
Loving this. It was a strong start. I can't wait to see where it's going, especially with the hints that you got in this month's Batman, which I think was Batman number 9, I want to say.
Yeah.
Came out a week and a half ago. It was very strong start. The A cover is just as good as the variants were. I can't wait to see where they're going with this and how this plot is going to turn out, because she's in some hot water.
It was really good.
Yeah,
That was like
it
my
was.
number 6. That was like an honorary one in my list because I really like that
Yeah.
one too.
Well, you know me, most of what I get is DC. So,
Mhm. True.
however, we're going on to Marvel, and I picked this cover to show for you, Krista. Of course, Black Cat, uh, and I think this is number 10.
Oh, I
Um,
know what it is. Yeah.
Yes, it's the Magic the Gathering
Yes.
cover. Krista was an angel and made sure that it was in my box. And
I got
oh,
you.
it's I almost want to play this game, like with all of these Marvel cover cards, you know?
You want to be like a giant where you like play with them, like
Yeah, something like that. The
just
story
do
was
some
really good.
comical cards.
It wrapped up the arc with Married with MJ,
Yeah.
who is still Venom. And I really thought I was gonna hate MJ as Venom, but now that you've gotten to read, like, because I'm not reading the Venom,
Hmm.
but having seen now MJ as Venom in 4 issues of Black Cat, I'm really enjoying her and the difference between her as Venom.
It's hilarious. It's not my favorite story, but like
No,
it's
I am
fun
I'm
to read.
enjoying it. It's entertaining. I wouldn't put
Exactly.
it in my top 5,
No, but
right,
it's fun.
altogether, but I also got this beautiful peach momoko.
It's so gorgeous. I
Isn't
love
that
that cover.
gorgeous?
It looks like a tattoo. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
And then I won't spend a ton of time on this because we just talked about it. Something's Killing the Children, number 47. And it was good. Um, you really learn a lot about Cecilia in this issue. And given if you guys have read uh, the beginning of Fall of the House of Slaughter, this really provides some insight into how you get to the woman who is instrumental in that story. And then finally, last but not least, for number 5, Witchblade number 21. And I put this in my top 5. I was gonna put Absolute Batman, right? Because it was so good. But I didn't actually get a chance to read this until today. And oh my gosh.
You love
So I'm just gonna say this, and this is why it's in my top 5. Sarah and Aphrodite are a couple.
Mm.
Enough said. I was just like, yeah, she took her home. Aphrodite got her memory. Aphrodite 9 got her memory wiped. No spoilers, because that all happened in the last issue. But Sarah took her home, and it was great. It was really a good issue. As I spoke last week, I love the character of Aphrodite 9. The side, she's a robot who's self-aware, and she's an assassin, and uh, she gets her memory wiped after every mission and then given a new mission. And her memory has been wiped accidentally in this case. And now she's just like this. The only thing I remember is you with Sarah. It was a great issue. Absolutely great issue. Um, Last but not least were I think the two best things that I found at Second and Charles, which was Strange Tales, Cloak and Dagger, and Doctor Strange number
Ooh.
2.
Mm-hmm.
This is like 24 issues long, this series. These are the only two I have now, and then 14. But it also has the Punisher in
Yeah.
it. So, and I've heard really good things. I haven't read these yet, but I've heard really good things about the story. So I'm probably going to be looking for these at some of the shows. And if when I go to Baltimore, because I am going to Baltimore this year, be looking there to see if I can get some of the others. I'm still looking to finish a couple of the Cloak and Dagger series too. That was it for my 5 and my showcase. I was really excited to find those 2 Strange Tales. So, because you love Cloak and Dagger, they were like that. They were the only thing from Marvel that I read forever. So, so that's it for that segment. Anybody else have anything to say about the comics before we move on to LotCon?
Not this week.
All right. I am looking forward. This is a big week coming up Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was looking at what was coming out, and I don't know about you guys, but I am looking forward to Absolute Green Arrow. I'm really looking forward to that. And supposedly pre-sale numbers have beaten Absolute Batman.
They just announced, I think, yesterday. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's going to have a ridiculous 116 variant covers like Absolute Batman 20 did.
Oh, gosh.
Can you believe that? 116 variants. And somebody out there bought all of them, or as many as they could get.
Or is working on it, I'm sure.
Right. Crazy. Okay, so LotCon. Huge success from what my daughter-in-law, who was the vendor there, said. I know they had a great day. So tell me about it. I'm so sad that I missed it.
We missed you.
Oh,
We did miss you.
I miss seeing everybody.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Listen, I'll say the general overview of what it looks like every year, and you know what it is.
I know you put the artists and the writers up on the sidewalk in front of the storefront.
Sure. Yeah,
Was
that was
that to give up to have more space in the lot, or was that to accentuate? I don't think that's the right word. But
Highlight.
highlight the artist, writer specifically.
well.
Both.
Listen, it kind of serves both purposes, does it not? So we're just trying to do something different. Obviously, we want to give as many people an opportunity to vend at
Yes.
our events as we have, you know, between 35, 40 slots, depending on the layout and the formation of things. And we have well over 100, I don't want to say exactly how many, but well over 100 different vendors who have
Right.
vended at LotCon over the years.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we want to try to get as many people the opportunity to be there. I think we had more people than there ever before, and I think the author row, the writers row, whatever it may have been called, was just trying something different. We wanted to try something different, and you know, I think in some ways it was a success. Talking to a few of the authors, they seem to appreciate the separation. Um, you know, it wasn't for everybody, but we always want to try different things and try new things. One thing, just to be clear, I had a question about this on Sunday. One thing we will never be bringing back to any event at Comic Logic is the dunk tank. So, despite what anyone may
Don't blame
ask,
you.
despite what anyone may want, shall never return to a Comic Logic
I
event. I just want to
totally
make
support
that
that decision,
fully
Rob.
clear.
Totally. It's as bad, in my opinion, the dunk tank is as bad as dodgeball.
Oh my god.
You're either going to get a ball to the back, the face, or you're going to get dunked in water.
Yeah,
You know?
but it's
You're gonna lose somehow.
it was
Yeah.
another good day. It was a very hot day at the peak. But you know, with any lot con, we get a number of returning vendors as well as a good number of new vendors, first time vendors. And I think talking to a lot of them, they really enjoyed it. I had a couple people who, you know, first time were like, I can't wait to the next one. Hope to see you in October. You know, and
Emily mentioned that she networked with a couple people that hadn't
yeah,
been there before and really enjoyed being able to do that too,
yeah,
because she's really, she's still growing her business. So, doing these lot cons and festivals and stuff like that is her bread and butter. And for her, it's always good to meet other vendors and hear about their experiences and stuff like that. That's like one of the things she loves about LotCon is being able to walk around herself and,
yeah.
you know,
And not to take away from any of the other first timers, but two first timers that I was really excited to see there. One, Jerry Stankiewicz, who is my cousin's boyfriend, came down from Pennsylvania
oh,
and
wow.
sold his art there, which was really cool.
Sweet.
And the other first timer was our former capstone student, uh, Mason Saunders,
Mason!
who came with his girlfriend, and they were selling the comic that they did together.
Oh,
So that was really,
wow.
really cool to see him
I
there.
got one.
Did
Yeah,
you?
Yep.
I
Oh,
think
you'll
I
have
think
to show it off next week. Get it,
Oh,
get
I
it.
will.
Yes.
I will. I have it.
make sure to keep an eye out tomorrow on WTOP in the morning because Matt's story goes live tomorrow.
Oh, I
And
can't wait to watch.
Mason and his girlfriend have a good bit of FaceTime in
Oh,
the
yay.
segment, so it's really nice. It's really
Nice.
good to see. So I got
Nice.
to see the raw footage, the raw cut,
Yeah.
and it was he once again did a great job of making us look really good. So, but
Excellent.
two
Excellent.
two great first timers there. Love to see them, and also as always want to thank the Loudoun County Sheriff's Auxiliary Unit for helping control traffic for us and
Mhm.
really making that go very smoothly. Now, I will say on the, I walked around a lot and talked to people, Liz, but of course, my employees were the ones who did all the hard work. Krista, Vince, Katie, John. Those were the ones who were serving you all day. And
Oh yeah.
one thing I don't talk about, I don't know if I've ever talked about live on air before, but I've talked in the store publicly about, is for the past couple of years, past few events, the comic logic stuff, the booth, the organization, getting the books out there, getting that ready for you, has been the the hard work of one man. We all take direction from him on Sunday. He tells us what to do Sunday, and that's my boy Vince Burnett. So I just want to give a big thanks and shout out to him for all the work he does in making sure that the shop stuff and the booth stuff runs as smoothly and well
I
as.
have seen him, and what's beautiful about Vince is he does it with quiet grace.
Yeah,
He really does.
He
yeah,
really, because he is, I don't know if he's super shy or if he's just genuinely a quiet person. I'm a loud person. So, uh, and quiet people tend to get overlooked sometimes, but he really is. I've seen him organizing the boxes and how they get put on the carts, retaking them off and making sure they get put in the right place. But it's also more than that. He's the guy, not that you all don't do this, but he's really great about looking for, because I've been in there a lot when he's the only person in the store, like on
Yeah.
Fridays, right? And you ask him about a comic and he will sit there and research it for you, right? You've done this, you've all done the same thing for me, but he really goes out of his way to be personable, to
Oh
be
yeah.
helpful to everybody who comes in there. He always has a smile, and he's got one of those smiles that makes his eyes light up,
He
his dad
does.
has got, and his mom both have the same kind of smile, and you can, he's not that all of you all, the kids, aren't an asset to Comic Logic, because you
No, but
are.
Vince
You
is
each bring
special.
yeah,
different things to the table, but
yeah.
he definitely is that organization with quiet grace. I can
And of,
totally see it.
and
Oh
of
yeah.
course, you got to thank Mari, who does orchestrates all the organizing and booking of all the vendors and
He does all the
everything, and
hard
the
paperwork.
logistics and stuff. And then, at least for yesterday, having a guest like Philip Kennedy Johnson,
Yeah.
bless you, baby. Having a guest like Philip, who just to be there on his own time, being as gracious and generous as he is, signing things for people, talking to people. I
He's such a
One of
nice
my
guy.
favorite moments yesterday is coming in and he and Mason are having
Mhm.
a one-on-one talk about writing and making the comics and breaking into it, and him seeing my cousin's art and seeing like the Mason's comic, and just he's so wonderful.
Yeah.
We Between this and Free Comic Book Day, I feel like we've had, I don't know if I should say this on air, like the two best guests for those events that we may have ever had. Like
And that's
genuinely,
saying a lot
yeah,
because, okay, so I've only been coming to the events since Free Comic Book Day of 2023, right? So not very long. But the guests that you have had for all three of the Free Comic Book Days and all of your lot cons have all been top shelf, you
well,
know,
and then
and
for,
just super incredibly nice people,
yeah,
Yeah.
and then for those Free Comic Book Day guests, we have to give a shout out and thanks to our friend Mike Slade with World Tree Talent. He has brought us these three amazing guests for the last three Free Comic Book Days. It was really cool to have him set up yesterday at that booth with his friend BP.
I was so
Who,
excited to see him. It was so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It was a
So
really
they
good.
so World Talent even had a little booth, huh?
Yeah, World Tree Talent split one with our friend BP the Maker, who does a lot, who did all those sketch cards, big Star
Yeah,
Wars guys. So.
gotcha.
It was
Gotcha.
really cool.
And
Your
no
shop was really
rain. I
cool.
know that I saw your little Instagram reel while people were still setting up, and you were like, it raindrops,
We
couple, but
had
it's gonna be
we
sunny.
had two 3 to 4 minute drizzles during
Okay.
setup, like two very brief drizzles. There was one right around like 11:15 where it was a little bit of a heavier drizzle, but
Hmm.
it lasted like not even 2 minutes. So it was.
Yeah.
Gotta love spring in Virginia.
So that's, I mean,
Brilliant.
that's my perspective. What I like to talk about at the show. That
Mhm.
and obviously Matt WTOP, you're going to get to see his story tomorrow. But
Yeah, I'm really looking
Krista
forward to
is
seeing that.
my leader at the shop, and when I'm not there, she is my right hand person. She is my number two. She is. I mean, you want to be my you want to be my crusher, right? Not crusher. What's his no, not Riker. You want to be my Riker, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
good with that.
number one.
You got to be my Riker. So if so on the shop selling side, I'll pass it on to Krista, and she can tell you how the day went for us as a shop.
So so this is for you, Krista. I'm going to ask
Mhm.
a question. So, because as you know, I've been to others, right? And I always seem like you guys seem to rotate, right? So, like for a while, you'll be outside, John will be outside, Vince will be
Yeah.
inside, Katie will be inside,
Mhm.
you know, or, one of you is walking around,
Yeah.
doing your thing. We're here making sure everybody's okay, and I don't need anything. Blah blah blah. Two are always in the tent with the comics, and one is inside. Do you
Yeah.
rotate that
We do.
consistently?
Yeah.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
We rotate. We have like a whole schedule to see how make sure that people aren't too overwhelmed. Like for us employees, that we don't get too overwhelmed just being kind of cooped up inside away from the fun.
Right.
Make sure that we're not outside in like the heat and being kind of like overstimulated too long. We're
Hmm.
also wanting to go to LockCon. Like we are working it, but we also want to go. We
Right.
want to, go in it and enjoy it as well. And also we want to go around and check on people and see if anybody
Mhm.
needs anything. So that's also kind of part of it as well. So
If I may jump in, Krista.
yeah,
It's not too unsimilar with how we treat when we work at conventions,
yeah,
Liz. It's like
Okay.
everybody works behind the booth. Everybody gets an opportunity to walk around. Everybody, we it's been kind of a standard that we
mhm,
had set at Comic Logic a long time ago to make sure that
Okay.
nobody gets stuck in
Right.
one place for too long. And
Absolutely.
Krista 100% executes that and carries that on when she's running the show at any of the events or any time we have those kind of things going on. She always knocks that out for me.
Well, I'm actually going to get to see your display at Baltimore this year because I'm going to Baltimore. Actually, I haven't purchased my tickets yet, but uh, later we need to talk about because I'm going to need to know about accommodations and the best place because we're going to stay
You
in
should you should
Baltimore.
you should look that up now because one of the biggest and closest hotels to the convention center shut down this year and is no longer available.
Really?
So you need to
Ooh,
look into you need to
where
like
how close you can get.
when we get done with this, you should probably find a place to stay.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know that. So, because yeah, I had no idea. So good to know. All right, so back to LawCon. So what do you obviously you do good business, I'm assuming, because the store's open. Oh, there you go.
that was a picture I took when we were like a little bit into it. So I was
Real
telling
I
quick,
like that.
Liz, Mike recommends checking out the Marriott. I second that. If they have rooms
Oh,
available there, that's good
okay.
always go
proximity.
with
Thank
the Marriott.
you. Thank you. Thank you. And there you go. Thanks, Mike. Hi, Mike. Oh my
Oh, Mike.
goodness. All right. That's a good place to start because yeah, John and I are gonna make a weekend of it, I think.
That'd be fun.
So because I didn't go to AwesomeCon because I was like, no, I've been to AwesomeCon 3 years in a row. I now want to go to Baltimore. Oh my gosh. All right. So do you sell because I'm the comic buyer in me is curious. Do you do more business with the people actually outside flipping through the boxes that might not be at the comic store on a regular basis to be flipping through them like a lot of us do? Or do you have is it a good day inside, or is it a combination?
Do
And
you want me to say? I'll
either
say
of
it.
you can answer that
Listen,
question. And I'm
listen,
not asking about
Liz,
monetary,
Liz,
no
the out,
dollar amounts. I'm just saying in general.
sure, Liz, the outside's great and all, but the stuff in the store is
Is is
where we do the bulk of our sales.
is where it's at.
You
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, outside people are getting big boxes of comics for a very, 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 very heavily
Yeah.
discounted price.
Right.
So that is not the bread
Okay.
and butter, but it
Right.
is
And
a good
that
time,
actually makes sense to me
and
because
it's fun for people. You know what, the
yes,
digging
to go
and the
through
and
and
the
oh, they're
deals.
only a dollar and
It's a
oh
good time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
think all day people were asking, "Oh, do you know if you have this comic in this box?" And I'm like, "I don't, but I have it inside."
yeah.
Like I that booth outside is to kind of sell our bargain books and also to kind of remind you that the store
Yes.
is over
Get
there.
rid of some of those older issues that have been in those boxes for a while to make room
Mhm.
for other stuff.
So Liz, if I can just interject here, when Krista
Yes.
says stuff like she just said right now, when any of the kids are like, "This is why we do it," it makes my old heart so happy because I'm like, they are answering these questions exactly the way that I would answer them. And this is why this staff is fantastic right
But
now
this is why they all
because
work
of
for you.
moments like this.
Because
Yes.
we learned from him.
And
Yeah.
they've all done it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're all in, and I love it. It makes
Right.
me so happy.
So this is actually a perfect segue, Rob, to focus on you for a minute.
Oh God,
Um, you've been in this industry for a pretty long time, correct?
it is going to be, oh gosh, I want to say 14 years this July.
Wow. So
I want to say
yeah,
it's going to be 14
good
years.
long time.
Yeah.
I so what has changed most about the industry and as a whole?
Oh God,
Ooh.
there's
Be
too
no,
much.
no. I was just gonna pick one thing that stands out to you
That's
between 14 years ago and today. The one thing that stands out as a positive change.
as a positive
Is a
change.
positive change. And
Liz,
I know
this
I'm
is
throwing
just
homework at you.
you're asking me like, see, these are the kind of questions. I shouldn't even be saying this on air. These are the kind of questions that if you ask me this in a bar in a different type of social situation, and it is in the latter part of the evening, you could get these answers out of me. But I don't know about right now on this show. Ask me again, Liz, and I'll give you the answer that I can give you.
Okay. So no,
He's the kid.
I know the industry has changed a lot in the last 14 years. So
You're
I'm
saying
curious to what you personally think. So this is just an opinion, right? Is the most positive change between when you started 14 years ago and today,
so?
May
I
2026.
I do feel like, and maybe this just because of the side of the industry that I get to see, I do feel like um, the connection and openness that takes place between certain parts of the industry and certain publishers is better than it's ever been before. Like, I can't describe how much fun and also how great a time I had at Comics Pro the last 2 years. So, for those who don't know, Comics Pro is an international retail trade organization of comic book retailers. It is all volunteer based. So, everybody who's running the org, all the board members, it's all volunteer. These are people who are working on their own time to, as a group, as a whole, to make the industry better and easier from everybody from the top down to the little guy like me, from people who do online stuff to people who don't, to people who've been
Right.
open from 6 months to people who've been open 60 years, right?
Right.
Everybody has different needs. Everybody's markets are different.
Right.
But there are a lot of things that we can all work together on to make the industry better as a whole. And to see the way that creators, God, creators, they want you to buy their books. They
Mhm.
want to know what can they do to help move their books in our store, and they're willing to sign copies, send things out, do videos. They're willing to do all these kind of things. We just got to reach out to them, and they're a lot of times I'm sure people feel, not everybody, but people like me feel like, oh, I feel weird just reaching out to them cold, but like they like that, they appreciate that, the way that Krista has been doing these great posts with the kids and the pictures and the reels, and she's been tagging these creators, and they've been liking it, and they've been sharing it, and they've been getting into it because the energy that the kids bring, and because they do, these are the things that they
Right.
like to see that help them sell their own books.
Right.
So it's really, I think that we've seen a lot of big things happen in the industry because we're showing that as an industry, like, there's so many good stories out there to tell, and there's so many great people to tell these stories,
Mhm.
and it's just giving access and finding that right one. I mean, like, you got to look at something like Absolute Batman, where it's just crazy that after all this time, numbers are still just strong and strong and strong and
Yes.
strong.
Absolutely.
Some of these titles we see dip after the first few issues, and now we're seeing numbers above what they used to be, 4 or 5, 6 months ago.
They're
I think,
bringing back older stuff and
yeah,
rebooting them for
but a
modern
lot of that,
stories.
but I feel like a lot of this and a lot of making it work has stemmed from the open communication between creators and retailers and publishers, and a lot of people really want to make things work.
Right.
Everybody wants to sell comics, and everybody wants to be number one. Everybody wants to get that bigger market share, but
Right.
we all win when everybody's doing better and we're just growing the audience as a whole. It has to be about expanding, not just getting people in the
Mhm.
same pie to buy new stuff and try different things. We have to expand that pie.
Yes.
We have to make it bigger. We have to bring more people in,
Mhm.
and like, people want to make that happen, and everybody's
Right.
working to make that happen. And it's a nice.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think
And it sounds
I
like
think
the
videos such a big thing
organization.
with that. What was
Say
that?
that again. Go ahead. I cut you off and
I
I
was
didn't
saying
mean to.
I was saying, building on what Rob is saying, I really think social media, in a way, has really helped the industry in a way where you can really promote it and reach more people. Instead of just stumbling into a shop and being like, "Oh, this is kind of a cool cover," like it's in your face, in like a good way. And the amount of people who've like come into the shop who've never been in a comic book shop before come in, they're like, "Hey, I heard about Absolute Batman on TikTok. Can you tell me about that?" And
Mhm.
now they're regulars.
Right.
So
Well,
so
there's another step you missed, Krista.
what's
Once
that?
they come in and ask about it, it's Krista, John, Vince, and Katie who have the knowledge to answer those questions
Questions.
competently,
Exactly.
to share that knowledge and that love. And that is what really brings people in, brings people back. TikTok is
100%.
TikTok's their foot in the door.
Hmm.
You guys are the reason
Right. And I
that they
can't tell
become a
you
part of the family.
how
Never
many
forget that.
times I've been like, the cover might interest me. And I've been, hey, Krista, what's this about? John, what's this about? Vince, am I going to like this? You guys kind of know what I like.
Let me ask you this, Liz. Do you or do you not check out the our recommendations and our favorites every single week?
Every time I'm in the store. Every time. I might not read them all,
No, no, no,
but
no,
I'm
no.
always looking to see
Look
what you
at them.
guys are saying.
And we
And
never expect that. Yeah.
I also go to look, so you have those two different sections, right?
Mhm.
So they have a section for those of you who have not been into Comic Logic, of which I'm very sorry for you. They have kind of behind the register on the back wall next to the door where they keep all of our subscriptions. Um, they have picks of the week where they show each employees and they put their picks up. But they also, right next to the main feature wall, have a bookshelf that they have their trades and some other stories that are all of their picks. So I'm always checking out that shelf to see what's there, what's changed. I have taken things off of that shelf to buy it.
Yep.
You know, I've taken them off the, I remember, I forget what it was. I would think it was I think it was a Catwoman book. There was only one, on a Wednesday up on the shelf. And I was like, and
I remember
it
that.
hadn't been in my arms 5 minutes. I wasn't at the register yet. But Rob was like, why is there an empty space up there?
Because you like ran to the
We
register,
gotta
grabbed
get
it.
another book up there.
Yeah.
So it really,
That's why we have it.
exactly. And going back to the point, I think that also shows the camaraderie between you all. When you do what you did this past week, where Rob was Batman and the three of you were Robins, and that was awesome. And when Rob was on vacation and you did the Jay and Silent Bob with John, that was amazing.
Thank you
But
for all the kind words, Fuzzy Ewok. Thank you.
there we go. I'm monitoring the chat. She's got the pictures. That is just such a great picture of Vince.
That is the core of Vince. He's
That
just
it
the
is
coolest
Vince to
guy.
a T, man. He's just chilling.
We gotta get him. We gotta get him an Instagram account.
I really want to. And there's
Yeah, you guys were
John
great.
about to give me a headache.
It's been a while. Is it time for you guys to do a new Comic Book Wednesday video takeover this Wednesday?
Maybe.
I mean, it's been
has
been a
been a
few
minute.
weeks.
It has been a minute. It was what, like late February, because it was before GalaxyCon.
No, they did it in April when I was in Hawaii.
Yeah. They did do it in April. You're
And,
right.
like, 2 weeks in a row in April, I was gone.
Oh,
So,
yeah. That's right.
Yeah, we were Superman, and I think
We
I was
have one of the ones in the graphics of you guys all dressed up as Superman too. Where is it? It is. Oh yes, I think it.
Oh yeah,
Randy.
we were.
oh, my kids.
Oh,
My
Vince
kids.
Vance is crypto.
He's the best crypto.
Yeah,
The real hero of the
was
store
pretty
is
great.
Vince, and so making him crypto was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So we have talked up Comic Logic. Well, we do that every week anyway. But
We really
we really got to talk it up because we had Rob to bring a whole new perspective, which is awesome. So Rob, and we're coming up towards the end here, so we're gonna hit you with the questions that we ask everybody.
Okay.
So, your favorite female character across any publisher, comic, not cartoons, but
Yeah.
your favorite female writer and your favorite female artist.
Sure. So I was trying to be really good about just doing one of each.
Okay.
So I will choose a singular favorite, but I will give honorable mentions for at least two of the three categories.
Okay.
So we'll start off with my favorite comic character. Now, this is very, very difficult for me.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had to bring up two honorable mentions as we were having our discussions here this evening. You guys know, like, I absolutely love Absolute Wonder Woman. I think that series is great, and I think that, like, Absolute Wonder Woman is right there.
Yeah.
She's right there for me. I'm sure some days she is number one, but right, she's honorable mentions today. The other honorable mention I would say is Erica Slaughter. I think that's such a
Mm.
fresh character that feels so real and has just been amazing in their books and makes mistakes and
She's
screws up
so
and
real, like you said.
goes
She's
through it.
so you feel like you know her. Somebody
Yeah,
in your life, you know her, you
yeah.
know?
But if I had to pick my favorite female character right now, and maybe this is just recency, but I gotta say, I'm gonna have to go with Samantha from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Um,
Who's my
She
number 2?
made our both of our we did our top 10 independents last
yeah.
week. She made both of our top
Who's my
10s
number
and
2?
both of our top 5s
Nice.
actually.
So reading that first Beneath the Trees series, I have had never. I mean, it's an anthropomorphic bear, but I had never like I couldn't remember the last time I read a character that felt so deep and felt so real and felt so like this person knows who they are, like
Mhm.
to their core. And then the decision they make in the second series, again, I don't want to spoil it, but good Lord, we saw a side that I was not prepared for.
No, me either.
But having met, Patrick a couple times, gosh, he's the sweetest, nicest, friendliest guy in the world.
With a very
This
twisted mind.
character, I don't know where it comes from. Good Lord. I mean, so
It's the
Samantha has
quiet
got to
one.
be my favorite.
Samantha
Sorry, we're gonna say
Straw.
Crystal.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's an
yeah, she's such a great character. And that
yeah.
the second series, the last two issues were just like jaw dropping.
Yeah, jaw
So
dropping.
guys, the trade is going to be out in I think a couple of months. I think July or August. The trade is
So something to keep an eye out for. There are two special edition hardcovers that will be coming out with the release of the second series collection. So you will be able to get the volume one and the volume two in a special hardcover.
You hear that,
I
folks?
can't remember if there is a book plate attached or not. I'll have to double check on that, but at least the editions themselves are going to be really cool.
Yeah, oh
So
no,
I'm excited
completely.
for those to come. Those should be coming soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's going to
Um,
be
I saw them on the
really
online. They
nice.
look so good.
Yeah, and
so
such a great character. And Rob, you're a 70s baby, right?
yeah,
And I know you grew up more in the 80s,
yeah,
you know, but for us 70s and 80s kids, the Bernstein Bears
yep.
was a children's book that I don't know very many kids that didn't get exposed to them somewhere between kindergarten and
Oh,
second grade.
oh
Now I
yeah.
can
I had them
speak for
too.
the 90s kids, right? But us that were in school in the 70s and 80s, they were a staple.
Chris
And
is feeling so disrespected
beneath
right
I'm
now.
like,
the
I read them too. I'm a 90s
was
baby, but I
like
read them.
the Bernstein Bears on, like it was, I mean, even the art is similar, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not exact, but it's so it was like, yeah, it was like I'm reading a Bernstein Bears horror comic, Um, but throughout the whole thing, it would just reminded me of that children's series taken to this, Rob Zombie horror level,
Dexter.
Yeah,
but so entertaining. And I loved her in the boss battle that
yeah,
the DCKO did. I love that they included her.
I
I
I
agree.
think
keep
so.
saying she needed her own issue. I
Yes,
wanted a
they
solid issue
needed to
for her
do each
battle.
one of those as their own issues instead of just giving us 2 pages per.
I know. I wanted
Totally
more.
agree. Okay, so we're in agreement that we like your character pick.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
now, favorite writer,
No, okay, you want to go writer
female
next?
writer.
You want to do female writer next?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so actually, there is no honorable mention for this one. There's one person that I had in mind for me personally,
Okay.
and that's actually the writer of Absolute Wonder Woman, Kelly Thompson. Kelly Thompson is one that has surprised me. I didn't finish, but her Black Widow run from a few years ago was really really excellent. She did this mini series called The Cull, with I think I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but Mattia de Louis, I think,
Hmm.
Yeah.
is the artist. Just beautiful. It was a 5 issue miniseries, and my only complaint is that God, where they left it, I needed way more than 5 issues for what was happening in that book.
Mhm.
Well,
Just
I might have
beautiful.
to go check that out because I
Um,
love her writing.
she had a 10 issue run on Deadpool, which was the Deadpool run that introduced me personally to the one and only Jeff the Land Shark and the iteration that I know and love him as. Kelly Thompson is actually the creator of Jeff the Land Shark in her West Coast
Really?
Avengers run. Um, that
Did
contains
not
the
know
first
that.
appearance of Jeff the Land Shark. So that's why Jeff was in Gwenpool. That's why Jeff was in Deadpool, because Jeff has really been following around Kelly Thompson and the
Okay.
characters and the stories that she's been
So do
writing.
you think we're well, I guess we can't because it's Marvel. It'd be great to see him in Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Did you read her Birds of Prey? I loved her Birds of Prey.
I haven't read all of it. I've read some of it though. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first because I'm not a huge fan of Big Bertha
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
Barda,
Big
excuse me,
Barda.
Florida.
Big
Big Barda.
Bertha.
But I
Bertha.
ended up really loving it, and I actually thought that Barda's relationship with um, Cassie Kane,
Oh
that
yeah.
the new Batgirl, was the highlight. The little one, the back and forths between them,
Little
and
Bat, right?
she followed up with Little Bat.
Little Bat. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I wholly approve. Kelly is amazing.
Yeah. So do I get another thumbs up?
Thumbs up for me,
I pass.
absolutely. All
Okay.
right, and
So
last,
the final one, and this was difficult for me, as both of these artists are really known more for being cover artists. And they are two of my favorites. I did give one as the edge of my favorite because I have seen some of their interior work as well. But so my honorable mention is Jenny Friesen. Absolutely have loved their art for a long, long time. Um, I still have yet to meet her. I want so badly to go to a show. Last year at Heroes Con, she was there, and one of our subscribers, Stephen Cook, was nice enough to get a signed print for me.
ooh,
It was actually hanging up back there. So that was very nice of him. But I'm going to have to say that my top artist is one of the most popular cover artists, but also did co-interiors on one of my favorite books from a few years ago, and that's Tula Lote.
My
Tula
girl.
Lote, yeah.
yeah,
Lote's cover work is amazing, but the fact that she also does beautiful interiors, and does great
Somna.
sequential
Didn't
art
she
as
do the
well.
dream sequences in Somna?
She did, and then she did a big book, a big Eisner nominated, maybe award-winning book with Scott Snyder called Barnstormers.
Oh yes, you. That was in she. You had Barton, the girl from Barnstormers in your top
Yeah, I
10
had
of
Chloe on
independent.
my top list
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
so
year.
so we
Tula,
had to break it up by publisher because we have so many favorite female characters that we're doing our top 10 list by publisher because
sure, sure,
we
sure.
did independent, and next we're going to do Mark because there's no way I could. I actually have to do it because I'm going to be on Codex in a few weeks and to do their top 10 female just across the board. And I don't know
Sure.
how on earth I'm going to come up with just 10 names. um, Tula, the thing about her art that I like that I like the most, Kristen and I've talked about this before, is the fact that she has this softness, this kind of like in on TV shows, if there's a dream sequence, sometimes they'll fade out the edge of the screen and it'll kind of be a little fuzzy. And her art kind of does that on the outer edges. It's got a softness
Yeah.
to it that gives it a dreamlike quality that I think just sets off
Yeah.
her art. Yes, that's a perfect example right there that just shows off that art so beautifully. She's done some great Aquaman mermaids
Mhm.
too that have just been stunning. And then of course I'm doing all of her connecting covers for Sirens.
Yep.
Those have been really good. And I was like, so I have the Wild Wild West, even though I got the connecting covers and I have those framed. And I was telling John the other day, he was up here when I put the covers up on the wall back there. He came up to
Mhm.
check it out. And I was like, so, I'm getting 4 more of the newest series. So you're going to have to flip out those for me. And he was like, oh no. He was like, that's too nice to take down. We're just going to have to get you another frame. I was like, okay.
Worst problems to have.
Worst problems to have. Um, oh my gosh.
But
So
Lotte
wonderful
gets
picks,
more.
Rob. And nobody has said, well, except for both of us loving Tula, you're the first to pick Kelly. Uh,
Awesome.
Which is good.
Gary and Dan and Sal all picked
Gail.
Ramona.
No, it was Gail
Oh,
Simone,
Gail Simone and Ramona was
who I
there.
love as well.
Yeah, Gail is awesome. But they
Yeah,
also had that other gal that did the Aquaman back in like the 60s.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
One of the original. I never remember her last name. They also listed a Louise.
Simonson.
Yes.
Yep.
So I love that we're getting such a variety, because we haven't even really touched the surface either, you
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
of female creators. And I think because like, yeah, I could go on. We're going to do a top 10 of our favorite writers one of these shows.
Hmm.
So we've got all sorts of plans. We're going to do our top 10 artists, top 10 writers, and then of course we're still going to do our DC and Marvel top characters. Um,
Listen,
well,
Liz, if you are going, I say you do your separate lists, but then at some point if you're gonna do it for Codex, you gotta do it for yourselves, and you gotta come up with just a definitive top 10 across all publishers.
yes, that's going to be so hard.
You
I
gotta
mean,
do it.
it's going to
You
be
gotta
hard,
do
but
it.
at the same time, I can tell you who's going to be number one on both of our lists.
You mean individually who's on each list? Because you're not gonna
No,
have the
well, I
same
just,
person, right?
I
No.
No.
literally, I don't think I could put anybody above Catwoman and on a list, because she is really my all-time favorite. And I know for Krista that, I mean, she might, oh, did we lose her?
Oh, I don't know.
We lose her sometimes.
Oh,
Uh, she'll be
hopefully
back.
she comes back. Does she come back usually?
Oh yes, usually within moments. I'm surprised she's not back yet. Um, uh, I was gonna say Harley because it's kind of like our little joke. I'm the Catwoman fanatic. She's the Harley fanatic. I don't normally she's back by now. I hope she didn't lose internet. Is it storming near you?
I
It's
don't think
not
so.
storming here. So, um, look at that. I love that people say that no question goes unanswered. And that's
Very
so true, really. You do, Rob, I got to give you credit. You have hired great staff
Thank
and
you.
surrounded yourself with very competent employees. There she is.
Such funny timing for me to lose internet.
Right?
I literally didn't do anything. That was really funny.
I was
I
just
was like,
I
whoa,
was
what
just
happened?
saying that it's we joke that excuse me, I'm Catwoman, you're Harley Quinn,
Yeah. I knew what you were going to say. That's why I was like, and here it comes. And then I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh no, what
And then
happened?
boom, you were gone.
Joys of
Oh,
living in a basement is that you just, yeah.
yeah, I've been
We
there,
were
done
doing it
that.
out. We
We
didn't really
had
go
when
this
I lived in
time.
Wenatchee, my master suite was in the basement,
Mm.
and Internet was terrible down there.
Yeah, it's not
All
great.
right. So, anything else that you guys want to add before we wrap up for the night?
Like with regards to anything, or just the weekend, or just
Anything on topic, comics? Um,
um,
I
we did place our orders for Absolute Catwoman. That was today.
did you? Did you? You know, I know I ordered every variant available that you could get me, but I also have 9 other exclusive variants coming from other places.
We have a whole Absolute
It's
Catwoman
ridiculous.
episode.
And then Jim Ballant just announced today that he's doing an exclusive, and it's crazy.
You're in trouble,
It's
dude.
gonna break me. I
You're in so
am
much
really
trouble, dude.
excited for this 6-issue run. Uh, I'm really enjoying the changes. I didn't think I would like the changes that they made to her for Absolute Batman, but I really do. I really like the whole. So I was reading an article on Screen Rant this morning, and they were saying how the DCU has a Batman problem because you've got Absolute Batman, which is just busting all sorts of records and doors down, and people are going to be clamoring for that Batman soon to see that Batman on screen, right?
Hmm.
Then you have Matt Reeves as the Batman. And we're getting all this casting news. I personally think they're doing a version of The Long Halloween, being that they have cast Gilda and Harvey Dent. There's only one reason to cast Gilda Dent.
Hmm.
I mean, really. She only featured in one story, really. You know? Um,
Hmm.
so I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I like what Matt Reeves is doing. I don't really like Robert Patterson all that much as Batman, but I like what Matt Reeves is doing with the story and the characters and the character development, and showing us that young Batman. The first Batman we're going to see in James Gunn is Brave and the Bold, which is going to be animated.
Hmm.
And so they've got this dichotomy. I mean, you can even add in Matt Faction's Batman, which is a good story, right? He made some core changes to what was happening in the comic, right? And it's really been a good story. Where are they going to go? They to me. So anyway, Screen Rant did this great little 10-minute little article about the DC has a Batman problem because they're giving us so many different iterations of Batman now on live, right? He said there's been 10 live action Batmans in the last 5-10 years since Christopher Nolan's, right? Um,
Hmm.
and people are going to want to see some type of continuity in the DCU with what he's doing in Superman, and with all that. And they were arguing that they didn't think Brave and the Bold as a cartoon, which is going to really feature more of a relationship between Damian and Batman that's well established, right? So we're not going to get any of the backstory. We're not going to get, they're not going to deal with his conception and that he stayed with mom for, the first 10 years of his life. And then they're just going to pick up like a year or so after he goes to live with Batman. And that leaves holes between the
Well,
three
my
continuity.
my understanding is that they weren't looking to try to do a single unified continuity with everything that they were doing.
Okay.
I thought Gunn said that the key thing was just coming out and telling good stories, right? So like,
Right.
who made the statement that that the animated's supposed to be connected to the television.
Apparently, only the animated Brave and the Bold is supposed to be connected to what James Gunn is doing in the DCU. Reeves's Batman is an Elseworld, totally its own separate universe, for lack of a better term. So, and of course, we haven't seen him in any. He made that brief appearance in the window in Creature Commandos.
Okay.
But yes, that's what's going to be in James Gunn's universe first.
So you're saying that Brave and the Bold is on record. James Gunn said that it was going to be in the same universe as like Superman and Supergirl.
Yes, but it's animated.
Where was that?
It was the first I've heard of it. Let me see if I can find because I can throw the link up.
If it's a YouTube video you're sending me a link to, I don't want it.
It was on.
Hey, what's up, Greg?
Hey,
up,
Greg.
Man? Thanks for being at the show this weekend. Greg was also known as Metropolis Made. They did those great 3D prints. You should see their
those are so
their
cool.
versions of comic covers that they do. It's wild, wild good stuff.
No, that's not it. Well, I can't find it now. I'm gonna have to do the search later. But
all right, no, I'll check it out. I just had never heard that before.
I was just really surprised because they were like, the article started out about Absolute Batman being now basically the exact same as the main continuity's Joker. That's how the article started. And then it went into a video about a little 7-minute video about the DCU as a Batman problem. But they made all these references on Absolute Batman about how, the Joker's the crown prince of crime, right? And then in Batman 20, there was a reference to the cowled prince of chaos, right? So they were saying that in all the ways that in the main continuity we have the Joker, in the absolute universe, all of that's being put on Batman, which, yes, we knew that. We knew they were turning everything on their ear, right? You've known that if you've read it a lot, or read it at all. That's kind of what started the article. But then, like I said, there was this video in the center of it was like the DCU has a Batman problem. And it was in that they quoted James Gunn as saying that only the Brave and the Bold, none of the other stuff is part of his universe. So, and that the Brave and the Bold is going to be more focused on an older Batman. And not as old as in Batman Beyond, but a guy in his 30s, 40s who's dealing with this child, Damien, that he didn't know he had until the kid was 10. And it's going to be at least the first few episodes, because of course, if anybody knows anything about Brave and the Bold, it's about Batman teaming up with other people, right? And wasn't that the whole run of that, was him teaming up with different people throughout?
Brave and the Bold was
it's only the first few episodes that are going to deal with Damien, and then they're going to move on to pairing him up with different people. So, but eventually he's going to have to bring him. I mean, doesn't have to, but you would think eventually he's going to go. They're going to do anything in the Justice League. Don't they need a Batman and a Wonder Woman, technically?
I mean, it all depends on how they decide to build it.
Yeah,
I kind of don't care at all if it's interconnected or not. I genuinely don't care.
I'm kind of that way myself at this point.
I just want them to tell good stories. I just want them to entertain us on screen.
Yeah.
I just want them
I don't want to have to watch 15 movies to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
You have to do in a lot of Marvel stuff. No offense.
I was going to say, you said the article is called it's the Batman problem. I'd say it's more the MCU effect. Everything does not need to be connected. You can
I
do, like
think you're
Rob was
right.
saying, I just want good stories.
Yes.
So
I want to
I
be entertained.
Robert Pattinson, however you feel about him being Batman is however everyone has a different opinion on it. I like that that movie felt like a detective story. I like
Yes.
that you actually were like getting the clues and were like solving the
You
mystery,
really
leading all the
saw
way up to finding out who the villain
Bruce as a
was.
detective.
Detective
100%.
comic. Yeah, it felt a lot like the Arkham video games, and that's what really, it felt like very like that kind of classic Batman. So that was fun. I don't need it to be connected to the Superman from last year.
Yeah, I don't
It
either.
does, I
Yeah.
mean, okay, but I don't need it to. I'm okay with it being independent as long as
Hmm.
it stays good. I just
Yes.
like good movies. Those are kind of hard to find these days. So I just really want good
100%.
stories.
I do think there's some burnout
Yeah,
on, like
very
we,
much.
even in the comic community, like we love to read our comics, but we're all a little burned out on these um long, 23 movie long stories that these people want to tell us. And like John complains all the time that he's not seen most of them. So if I happen to be watching like Black Panther, he's clueless on the connections to Winter Soldier and you
Yeah,
know
but
and
in
we
that case,
can
like
still
Black Panther can.
enjoy it, but my son and I will be talking about the things that we know that are interconnected because we've seen all the movies, and then our spouses are lost.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Do you talk about all those connections the first time you're watching those movies with them?
Oh no, no,
Okay.
no, no. It's
Because
probably
I really think, especially in the case of Black Panther, I feel like that's something somebody could go into not having watched a single MCU movie, and except for the end credits scene, it does not matter.
and it
You
doesn't
know,
matter.
and I think that that is the difference between those first 23 movies and everything that's come after.
I
That
agree.
Excellent point.
they
No, you make an
the
excellent
ones that
point,
are
Rob.
not sequels don't do stand on their own.
Yeah,
Whereas there's more often than not in these more recent ones that not only had a lack of direction as a whole, but also the ones that were on their own were not built that way necessarily. I think there are exceptions to the rule. Like, I mean, I think that Shang-Chi was excellent. It's been one
I
of my
love that
favorites.
that is
movie.
actually in my top five of all of the movies because
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I think in that one as well, totally could be a standalone.
yeah. Yeah, so
Well,
that's there are exceptions in the second
Yes.
phase, but it hasn't had the same punch and kick that first, and it's lack of a clear focus, lack of a plan. I mean, I'm sure their plans did get derailed,
Hmm.
yeah.
but at the same time, it didn't really feel like they had a strong, cohesive plan before the end of phase five. It felt like even.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I think
Um,
I think like the MCU, they have a problem where their movies are either Easter eggs or they're puzzle pieces. Their movies are either just to kind of fit into the overall picture and is kind of weirdly shaped and doesn't
mhm,
really have a good image on it, but it fits
mhm.
overall, or it's a good movie, there's just hidden Easter eggs of where they're
Hey,
connected.
Kind of like
well,
And I
Deadpool and
like both.
Wolverine was.
I like all of it, but
Yeah.
that's
it's hard to jump into a puzzle piece, but an Easter egg is more like it's fun if you've seen other movies, but you can
yeah.
watch it by
You
itself.
can watch them alone. Right.
Yeah. Kind of like if you when you watch Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade,
Hmm.
if somebody
Yeah,
had not seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's that one scene in the tunnel, and she's like, "What's that?" And he goes, "It's the Ark of the Covenant." She's like, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm sure." And
exactly.
anybody who's seen
Exactly.
Raiders is like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
you've
yeah.
just watched
Not see,
Last
then it just,
Crusade,
That's
yeah.
a good example, actually.
you
Excellent
know,
example, Rob. Excellent
yeah.
example.
But yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. Um, Back to Absolute Batman. Just, I would love to see. Actually, I'd love to see the whole Absolute universe eventually made into a movie. I do love what Scott Schneider is doing with the story, though. I like the fact that he's turned the whole universe like basically upside down.
I
You
don't.
know,
I will have to say, Liz, I don't think a movie would do the story justice.
oh,
I
probably not.
don't. I don't think the things that we've seen Scott do, and what he's done, not just with this Batman, but also with his Batman proper run during New 52 and other things. He builds things that need time and need space to pay off in.
Yeah,
And I just don't think a movie would appropriately capture the depth of what he's given us already in absolute Batman. I hope they don't touch it as a TV show or a movie for years.
until it's finished.
It needs
Like,
Before it doesn't, but does it doesn't need to, right? Like
yeah,
what? There's nothing that says that a new ongoing series can't go on for 5, 10 years.
right,
Walking Dead did it.
right,
We're 5, 6 years into something is killing the children. It doesn't look like there's any sign of slowing down.
right.
There's nothing, despite what a lot of most of Marvel and a lot of DC is trying to tell us. There is no need to end it and restart it over and over and over again. There's no need for that.
It
I
gets
think
old after a
Absolute has
while.
shown that
Yeah.
people are willing to do the work and dig back and look for the back issues if they want the singles. People
Mhm.
want to get the collections and read them from the beginning. And
Mhm.
right now it's approachable enough that it's not too hard to do so.
To do that, right? Absolutely.
You
And
you just got to let it breathe. You start optioning it, and then before long what they want to do in the show starts to influence the
I
comic.
was just
And
going to
I
say
don't
that.
think
Then you have the
Scott
Game of
would
Thrones
ever
problem.
the
I don't
quality
think
will go
Scott
down.
would ever let that happen to
No.
his
Good,
creation. You
good.
know what I mean? And
Because
that's my opinion. That's just
yeah,
my opinion.
no, I completely agree with you. Because even like like I was saying, because then you have a Game of Thrones problem, or like
Ugh.
Outlander just ended, right? The last book is not out yet. People are
Game of
already
Thrones is the same way.
complaining that
I'm
the
never getting my
show
next
isn't
one.
going to end the same way as the book does. This, I personally think that people need to wait until these properties are finished
So
before they option them,
no
because
movies, no shows.
the showrunners continually produce work faster than the writers do. And then they start telling the story, and you either, like, we're waiting what, 15 years now for Winds of Winter,
I'm never
whereas
getting
people are so upset with how the showrunners ended Game of Thrones, and he's already talked about his ending isn't going to be anything like that, but everybody's going to remember the TV show, and if he ever even finishes it. But and I do think that Diana Galbion has kind of like the same problem with Outlander, and that's why I personally think I'm all for adapt good stories, right? I'm okay with seeing them in movies and TV shows that they're done well and they respect the property, but I don't like it when they start, like, when the people are not even halfway through telling the writers and creators are not even halfway through telling their story.
There's a book I remember from when I first started the industry. It was called Daymen. It was a book from Boom Studios. The first issue came out, and within a couple weeks, it had been optioned by Brad Pitt's production company.
Okay.
It was 5 months until the second issue. It got delayed because it got mired in that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being 4 issues, and by the time that second issue came out, nobody cared anymore.
Right.
Leave it alone.
Alone. Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
have dozens of years of source material of Spider-Man and Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and umpteen other characters that they haven't
And
even explored on the
great
big or small
storylines.
screen.
Yeah.
Leave this new stuff alone. Let it
No. Yeah.
breathe. Let it be.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
I
I mean,
agree.
look at Invincible and The Boys are perfect. The Boys had ended.
Yep.
Invincible had ended. Walking Dead, was all but we were how many years in before the TV show started. So like
Yep.
those things had that space. Like
Right.
there's not enough here.
Yeah, there's no, I agree with you, Rob. There's not enough space. And I don't want Scott Schneider influenced at all by whatever somebody else's ideas are.
Which I don't think he would be unless it was
Yeah.
like DC editorial. But I also feel like I'm hoping, knock on wood, that he's been there long enough and has enough clout and has enough respect that they're not going
Yeah.
to mess with his creation and the stuff that like he and Joshua Williamson are doing with all the next level and all in stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to all this next level stuff. It's been good so far.
yeah,
So, um, I think that's it, guys. I think we can wrap it up. Are
all
you
right.
ready to wrap it up? Any
Yeah.
parting words?
Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you guys
Thank
for
you,
every single
Kurt.
week saying the kind words that you do about the shop and myself. I'd appreciate. I love the kind words about the shop. Stop talking about me if you do, please.
Never.
Uh, no, but
Go together.
you know,
Yeah, they do kind of go together.
I'm sorry it took me sassing you guys in the store to get you to do this little podcast, but I'm glad that you guys have created this little show for yourselves. I think it's great. I hope to see it grow. I love the
Us too.
female forward message and backbone of the show. I think that's really great that you guys are doing that, and I look forward. Thanks, Fuzzy Ewok. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys cook up in the next years to come with this
Yeah.
show.
Same. Well, we hope to have you back.
Thanks.
Obviously,
Well,
obviously.
you talk about that next year.
Yeah.
Um, no,
We also want your beautiful other half to
yeah.
appear when we.
Oh, she
Yeah.
doesn't like being on shows.
No.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
You would have to convince her, and there will be no pushing from me.
No.
That's fair.
Fair. Totally
But
fair.
just if I yeah, I just want to thank you guys' support. Obviously, I want to thank Krista for doing such a good job of running the ship. Um, Doing a great job with that. Big thanks, of course, to everybody for this weekend for Free Comic Book Day, all my partners, everybody who was a part of it. And thank you to each and every one of you out there who support local comic shops and support the industry in any way that you can that helps make it blossom and grow. So, yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
On that note, yes, thank you so much. Couldn't have said it better myself. So next week we will be back on Sundays next
Yes.
week, and it's just next week we have no Sunny. Sunny is 2 Sundays from now.
Hmm.
So next week it's just Krista and I, and we'll be talking all things comics as usual. And then on the 30th, we have Sunny Kruger from Codex. So that'll be a fun show.
Cool.
Uh, and then we've got all sorts of little fun things planned for the summer.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Give us a like, give us a follow. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Loco Sirens. You can find us on either. We're making an Instagram, but we don't have it yet.
No
We're
work.
working on getting all those socials. We're working on it. But anyway, we will see y'all in the funny papers. Everybody, see you next Sunday. Same siren time, same siren channel. Good night, everybody.